So we use Slack as a really powerful way to communicate with the team. It's great for individual communication if you want to send a message or a question to a particular practitioner. It's also really useful to be able to drop information or a question into a particular channel. So for example, we've got a practitioners channel here. You can see here one of the practitioners have put in, they've got a particular patient, they're given some detailed information and can get some really great feedback from the team about what they should be considering in terms of the scans and the potential for on referral. So the beauty of this is that really you've got very quick and easy access to a whole range of very experienced practitioners to be able to provide you with some great help and advice. You'll notice there's a lot of there's some fun ones. We've mentioned the Wins and Gratitude channel before. So try and if you've got any particular question, try and find the channel that best fits your query. But I thought I'd go through just some of the important things to remember when we're going through Slack in terms of the courtesy, but also how to basically get the best and the most out of Slack. It's a really, really easy and accessible tool that can make your life a lot easier as a practitioner within our clinic. So I thought I'd start with the common courtesy things that we ask and request from you when we do put out information. So if we do put out a post, whether it be an announcement, an event, or a request, or anything like that, we may put out a Loom video, which is just a video recording going through a few issues rather than just a lot of text. We just want to make sure that you don't always have to respond to it. It's not always appropriate that you'll respond to it, but we need to make sure that you've seen it and acknowledged it. So we've got a few different options. We basically just use the emojis. So you can see here, put up a post about the BPS model, and a simple way to confirm that you've seen it would be to select the eyes. Now we generally select the eyes if, say, it's a video. So you say basically confirming that you've watched that video. The other one that we do is whether you're sort of in agreement. So we might say, can everyone let us know if they're going to be attending this particular event? You might just hit the thumbs up. Or if there's something that you just wanted to say that you've read it and you've acknowledged it, you can just hit the tick. As long as there's some form of acknowledgement, that just means that we know that if we put up some information, whether it be an announcement or something important that we need to make sure that you've seen, that you just acknowledge it so that we can go back later and go, okay, everyone that needed to see that has seen it. Great. We can confirm and we know that everyone's got that information. The next thing is you can then remind you about this message. So we want to make sure that Slack is a very useful tool when we're within the clinic. We want to make sure that we kind of don't spend a lot of time using Slack outside of the clinic. Outside of the clinic should be your personal time. We want to make sure that we're being as efficient and maximizing the time when we're in the clinic, so you don't have to spend much additional time outside. So a simple way, if you do get a Slack message or something that you need to perhaps action or do in relation to that message, but perhaps you can't deal with it then and there, you can set a reminder. So go to the little dots on the side here. You can hit a remind. Now it gives you some default. So you might just want to snooze this one for 20 minutes, an hour, 3 hours. We can go to custom. So if you're get a message at say 7 o'clock on a Thursday night and you're not back in the clinic until Monday, you can hit a custom message. You can select Monday. You can set that off to 9 a.m. You can put a little note in here to say action this. Then press create and it'll put a little thing. I'll remind you about this message at 9 a.m. on Monday. So you'll get a little pop-up. It'll often come up in this little Slack box section here and it'll pop up and say you've got to respond to this. The other thing that we can go is you can create your own reminders. So rather than just be reminding a message, if you hit /remind me, you can say put washing out at, and now you need to just put the time, Saturday, 9 a.m. So hit enter and it will give you a reminder. So similar, you'll see a pop-up that will occur in the Slack bot. It will say, pop-up will say, put washing out, and it'll go off at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So a simple way that you can jot something in, it might be do letters or contact a particular patient. You can just pop that in there. Really useful way just to use Slack as your reminding system, your communication tool. If you want to put out a message in one of the channels that you want to alert everyone, all you have to do is say, hi everyone, and then put @ and then channel. And what that will do is it will give an alert to everyone in the channel. Now, we don't want to kind of do this all the time, but if we want to make sure that we're putting out a message that we want everyone to see, you may put that in if you're in the practitioners channel. If you want to make sure that you get an alert so that everyone can actually have a look at it, you just put @channel, and that's a really good way to just make sure you alert everyone. As you can see, you can also tag a practitioner. So you can tag a practitioner and it will notify them that you've tagged them. So you might say, hey, Andrew, can you just give me some feedback on this? And it will pop up. If you tag my name in it, it'll make sure that I get an alert. The other thing you can do is you can pin. You can save. You can save this item. It adds it to your save items. So therefore, if you've got lots of information on here, you can go back and access this at a later date. We can also pin it. So we can pin it, and this then keeps that in that sort of front of mind. So whenever you enter this particular channel, it'll sort of see it pop up straight away. We generally only do that for stuff that we're going to be viewing in a short period of time rather than something that's going to be permanently there. So there's just some quick little Slack hacks that can make your life a little bit easier. And use Slack. It's a really terrific tool that we find is terrific for engaging and communicating with everyone in the clinic, and it's a great way to sort of fast track your clinical learning as well.